In the name of Satan, ruler of the earth and king of the world, I command the forces of darkness to bestow their infernal power upon me.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to the New World Order broadcast. We are coming to you live from the end of the world. I'm your host, the Hat Man, and this is my co-host, Harry, the Taxman. And we have a very special episode planned for you today. We are, at the end of this podcast, going to do a formal satanic ritual to put a curse on Google and TikTok. Harry, why do you think we're going to put a curse on Google and TikTok?
Who let the animal in here?
I guess we have to talk about our new friend here.
Oh, was he a new partner?
This has been my partner since I was in my mid-20s. I saw this guy in some sort of antique shop or oddity shop, and he was like $450, and I was like, oh, well, it's just money. I have to have him. So his name is Gary the Goat, and he's been my companion for about 20 years, and you and I took a ride to my storage unit the other night. We grabbed him, and I fixed him up, and now he's part of the New World Order.
Well, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show,
After
Gary.
all,
Welcome.
He's a goat, and I'm a goat. Capricorns are goats.
Oh, I was going to say because we're not sheep, but
No.
you're a Capricorn.
No.
Right.
Okay. But I don't smell as bad as he does.
Does he smell?
No.
I smoke. I can't smell a fucking thing.
Well, that's because we smoke a lot of cigarettes.
See, you can't hear a goddamn thing. I can't smell a goddamn thing.
Okay, we're even.
But the reason why we want to put a curse on Google and TikTok. Now, Harry, as you know, our New World Order channel was removed from TikTok unceremoniously without the chance for appeal because of repeated violations to their community standards. Now I have a new channel on TikTok, which is exclusively dedicated to my art. We started a new podcast. We're trying something different with it. The first few episodes are pretty much this format, but we talk more about art, the occult, things like that. It's not topical. I stay away from anything that's political or things that are going on in the news. And we're trying something new where I just have the camera set up on what I'm painting. And I guess kind of feeling like maybe I could make it an ASFR thing. Where you're just watching a dude paint while there's a conversation going on in the background. Maybe you want to fall asleep to it. I don't know. So the new channel is on all social media at Adversary Arts. It's exclusively dedicated to my art. And eventually on the podcast part of it, I would like to have, guests on, occultists, artists, free thinkers, assorted weirdos, our type of people.
Yeah, whatever.
So if anybody's interested in being interviewed for that podcast or this one, I don't give a shit. Email me at adversaryarts999@gmail.com. But so after we created the new channels and TikTok unceremoniously removed the New World Order, now they're coming after my art channel.
They sound like a personal thing against you.
It can't be personal because I know it's not human beings doing it. So what they do is they program a little algorithm about what's controversial, and then the AI takes it from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was worse, a nanny state's bad, but now we're talking about a robot state.
Yeah. So We're going to put a curse on them at the end of the podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it out of my system once and for all so I stop bitching about it. Because I'm pretty sure the last few podcasts, I've just been bitching about it. That's not good. So hopefully we can move on. But we are going to talk today a little bit about censorship, my feelings on it. We can have a quick discussion about it. And then we're going to do the ritual. But I have decided, since we are shadow banned on YouTube, which is owned by Google, which is why they're also getting cursed, I have decided since we... Yes, and that's my skull. Yes, Harry's petting my skull right now. I can feel it on my head. I can feel you petting me. Do it again.
You're not as fat as Buddha.
Do it again. Pet him. Oh, I feel it. Ooh. So since we are shadow banned on YouTube and I have proof of it, we'll get into that, and we are removed from TikTok, we're never going to get any ads. So I decided we should do ads for ourselves, Harry. We're going to do formal ad reads for ourselves. Nobody's paying me because it's me, but you're going to have to sit through it.
Oh, well.
That's right. Oh, well. What are you going to do about it? Turn it off? Go ahead. Actually, that's probably what you will do. That's fine. All right. First ad read is for NewWorldOrderArt.com. NWONOWART.com. You've seen dark art before. Paintings of skulls, goth aesthetics, the usual stuff. This is not that. This is the art of the Hat Man. For nearly 30 years, he hasn't just studied the occult arts, he's lived it. As a serious practitioner and a member of the Church of Satan, his oil paintings aren't imagined, they're experienced. Channeled from ritual evocation, premonitions, out-of-body journeys, and astral projection. The result? NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. Realism so sharp, so wrong and disturbing, that muggles of every age call it a nightmare come to life. Viewer discretion isn't a suggestion, it's a warning. These pieces will get under your skin and stay there. But if you're ready to look into the abyss and watch it look back, visit NewWorldOrderNowArt.com. Sign up for the newsletter and get 20% off your first order. That's NewWorldOrderNowArt.com, NWONOWART.com. The Hat Man is waiting. Please say we didn't warn you. Please don't say we didn't warn you. I'll get better at it. Thank you very much for DeepSeek R1 for the excellent ad copy.
You forgot you do portraits too.
Oh, yeah. I do lots of stuff, but I'm more interested in people buying prints of the shit that came out of my brain. I don't know. It's more ego gratifying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I do portraits. You can commission me for whatever you want. I do it all. Pet portraits, children portraits, people portraits, hairless half monkey portraits. It's all good. The second ad is called Harry's War. You may have heard the rumblings. With everything the federal government is doing right now, a massive protest movement is building. Millions of Americans are deciding to go tax exempt in 2026. Why? Because if the government won't follow the will of the people, we're right back to taxation without representation. And that is tyranny. Maybe you want to join the fight, but you just don't know how to start. Meet Harry the Taxman. Harry hasn't paid federal income tax since 2002. I'll get better at this. And not only that, he forced the IRS to give him back every dollar they took from him that year. Now he's showing others how to do the same. Visit Harry on his Facebook page, Survivalist Freedom Center. That's Survivalist Freedom Center. Read his 246-page tax statement on Google Drive. The link is in the show notes. He's not selling anything. It's completely free. Join the movement at Survivalist Freedom Center on Facebook. He'd love to hear from you. Da-da-da! That's our ads. What's that?
The end of the ads.
The end of the ads.
Let's get into the meat.
All right, the meat and potatoes. So here's the thing. I remember when I first had this difficulty, everybody was still on MySpace. You remember MySpace?
Oh, that long time ago.
Long before Facebook, children. Long before Facebook and long after paper books were a thing of the past. There was this interim period of the internet where the social media platform to be on was MySpace. Now, I was very disappointed in what occurred with this. MySpace censored a couple of paintings that I did. They removed them from the site. I was trying to push my artwork even back then. And they removed them because they contained nudity. Now, I decided to start a petition. I figured out how to do it on MySpace, which for somebody who's not familiar with computers back then was no small feat. I had to figure out some sort of email program to use where all you had to do was like click a button to join the protest. It would take down your information, and then I could get a petition signed digitally that I could send over to MySpace. That was my plan. Now, back then, a lot of my friends on MySpace were other artists, other weirdos, of course, and even Church of Satan members that I had some communication with. And I got a tremendous amount of pushback from trying to get this little petition going, which stunned me. I couldn't believe it. Who could possibly think that this is right? I mean, Harry, after all, grammar school children go on field trips to the art museum and they see the statue of David.
Yeah, with a small penis.
With a very small penis. But the penis is still there.
Yeah.
His balls are still there. And he looks like he's enjoying the fact that you're looking at it. He has a self-satisfied expression.
Like Howard Stern.
Look at my tiny schmeckle. Look at me, godlike, and then my tiny schmeckle. So I was a little disturbed, and most of the pushback that I got were people trying to make a point, especially Church of Satan members, which to this day boggles my mind, where I'd get messages to the effect of, you know, just because the name of the website is MySpace doesn't mean you actually own the space. This is a private company, and they can censor however they see fit. And my first reaction was, okay, wait till it happens to you. And then my second reaction was, I don't think you have the foresight to see where this could possibly go. Because back then, MySpace was the place to be to promote yourself, especially as an artist. So, I mean, you give them an inch, they're going to take a yard. So I was a little flabbergasted by that. But I let the petition go because I got so much pushback. And then here we are 20 years later with the Spanish flu of 1912. And all of a sudden, you know, now you can make a living on the internet. Yeah. And now when people are being censored on the internet, they're basically having their living taken away because they said the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's shadow ban Hollywood with their war movies. How's that sound to you?
Yeah, exactly. Everybody on the left is so anti-gun and anti-violence, which, you know, I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I like my gun because I think it's fun, and I like having it in case I get into danger. But, I mean, there's a lot of psychos out there, so I see both sides of the argument. And I know you're very one-sided, Second Amendment, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I totally get it. But, yeah, I mean, you're also against guns and against violence, but you make all of your money on sex and violence. All of it!
Hypocritical.
A little bit, yeah. So, I mean, it's right back to, you know, nobody saw this coming 20 years ago. I saw the fly in the ointment immediately, and I got zero support at least from the people that I was associated with on MySpace. Now it's gotten to the point where the entire digital world is corralled into a few, big companies. You have X, which, thanks Satan, the Elon Musk bought it. Then you have Twitter. You have TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I mean, that's pretty much it. So basically, the digital world has turned into a monopoly of, basically 5 companies. They've corralled all social discourse into the political social discourse, especially into the digital arena. And now they have the right to censor or cancel anybody's voice that they see fit. And in my opinion, I think that's a dangerous amount of power for them to have.
Of course, I got used to that.
Well, tell some stories about when you went through that.
Yeah, when I did my thing without computers, that was hard.
You've noticed that the world is ugly. Ever wonder why? Here's one reason. Because for the last 80 years, the official art world has been a weapon. In the 1950s, the CIA secretly funded abstract expressionists like Pollock and Rothko. Their goal? Use non-representational art as a Cold War propaganda weapon to prove the superiority of American freedom over Soviet realism through the commodification of its art market. And it worked. A handful of artists were anointed geniuses, not by the public, but by spooks and a handful of elite New York dealers. Today, the same system has evolved into a money laundering architecture. The US and European art market is now considered a high-risk sector for financial crime, where subjective valuations and anonymous shell companies make it easy to move millions. It's a hollowed-out corporate shell for billionaires to trade status, not meaning. But the mainstream media still treats a banana taped to a wall in a gallery as profound. They sold you an ugly, empty world. They convinced you that real art that actually communicates something, is lowbrow. But you've always felt that something was missing. That's why you're here. You don't want to accept this. You can support art that actually means something. Art that's about subjective beauty, personal truth, occult exploration, and human connection. All the things that make it worthwhile to be a human being in the first place. That's why I create every piece you see at newworldorderNowArt.com. When you buy my art, you're not just buying a painting. You're making a statement about your unique taste and perspective. And not everybody has to like it. That's okay. Some of my work isn't meant to be pretty. It's meant to be true. It's meant to inspire. If you're done with the lies of the establishment, stop supporting their system. Let's find meaning together. My work won't be available to museums or galleries. It's for you, the people that still remember what it means to be human. Go to newworldorderNowArt.com. That's NWONOWART.com. Sign up for our newsletter and get 20% off your first order. This is your chance to own a piece of the resistance. What thing?
What the tax thing? Yeah, I had the same thing.
Now, I know you were out on the street corners for your church, but you were doing the same thing with taxes back then? Yeah. Okay.
So like I said, censorship is an old subject. So I got used to it, but I didn't care. I did what I did, and you know what? You're not stopping me.
I get it. I totally get it. And, then people will say, well, hey, they've given you a powerful tool. They get to decide how you can use it. You know what? Listen. Frankly, if it's free to use, then you're the product. And if they're going to be selling my information to advertisers, I think that we should have a little more leeway about what we can and cannot post. And I'll give you a good example. So this is the painting that for some reason TikTok seems to have a large problem with. Now, frankly, I think it's poorly painted. It's of an ex-girlfriend. She modeled for it. I was maybe 22 when I painted this. It's a horrible painting, but it's realistic enough that you can tell what it is. It's a naked chick. She's got boobs, all right? She's brushing her hair, and she's got boobs in the desert. So a lot of times my Python script will throw different paintings together and make a video of it, and if this painting is in the mix, I get a violation now. Now, so far, I have won all of my appeals with TikTok, but in the beginning with the New World Order channel, we won all of our appeals as well. But then eventually, every other video was having a violation against it, and then they just canceled the channel. So I'm seeing like a pattern here. It seems to me that TikTok does not want any content that is not specifically geared towards advertising.
Or for them to make money on.
Oh, that's exactly it. Yeah. I mean, when you scroll through TikTok, which I do not very much, I did it for a while to try to get a feel for the channel when I wanted to start using it, but I'm not thrilled with it. I mean, 5 out of 6 videos that you scroll through, 2 of them are sponsored ads, and then, the other 3 or 4 are selling you something, trying to be extremely clandestine about it. And then you have one post that's like some fucking hot chick who's wearing a skimpy outfit dancing in front of a piece of public art in Times Square. Like, that's all it is.
Or like going to Hooters and
Right.
looking at the real thing.
Yeah. I mean, basically all these companies have done is they've placed the burden of content on the viewer so they don't have the overhead of being creative and producing anything, but they still get all the advertising revenue. It's brilliant. It really, I'm not saying it's not brilliant, but that's what the game is. They remove the responsibility of having to create content to get you to watch, but they still maintain all of the revenue for the advertising. And they're like, you know what? The people are suckers, and they're all vain, and they all want attention. I'll bet you they'll make shit for free, and they will compete fiercely with each other for views and likes. And they were right. They were right. And now they don't have to produce a fucking thing. We do it, and they make all the money. So if you are promoting something or you have a message to put out there that is not advantageous to selling ads for Coca-Cola, you are probably going to get hit with some type of violation. Advertising is the name of the game, Harry. It's all about money.
Well, we go back to Freud. Remember the cigarette ad when they had the woman with the cigarette in her thigh?
The guy who
1920.
That's right. The guy who made the first major marketing company in America, I believe, was like the nephew of Sigmund Freud.
The nephew of Freud.
Yeah. That's a fascinating piece of American history.
And that's where it started.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, but don't you think that these companies are going to shoot themselves in the foot? I mean, I'm bored as fuck with TikTok. I mean, it's all ads. I mean, you can't, basically what they're trying to do, they're trying to have the business model of a casino. A casino doesn't sell you anything except hope. Yeah. You walk in and then you just give them your money.
Right.
And it seems like TikTok wants to do the same thing. We just want to have people come here. And the ideal scenario is 100% of the TikToks that you watch are ads. That's what they're trying to get to. But I really think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot because people are going to get fucking bored with it.
If they wake up. But if they don't wake up, sucker!
I mean, they're going to get to the point where the serpent is biting its own tail. If you don't have unique, interesting content for people to watch, there's no reason for them to go on the site in the first place. You know?
That's like trying to promote a movie.
Now, my channel is very new. So when I'm scrolling through, my For You feed on TikTok, maybe the reason why most of it is ads is because I'm only following like 7 different channels at the moment. But hey, you're not promoting things that are unique and interesting in order to maintain my interest. You're just showing me fucking ads. Why should I come back?
Well, they want to make the money. That's it.
Yeah. It really just does. It comes down to overblown, outrageous greed. Now, I'm a Satanist. I'm all for greed. I love money. I love having money. Now, do I love money in and of itself and what it is and what it represents? Yeah, I got mixed feelings. But do I love to have it? I love having it. I'm greedy. Give me money. However, there's a point where it goes too far, where you've painted yourself into a corner and you have to reconsider and reevaluate how you're going about getting it. I mean, come on.
It's like, what will you do for money? Maybe you learn to use money, or money uses you. And you get trapped into the thing that the money becomes your god.
Yeah. I personally think that TikTok should allow space for unique voices. And I'll give you a good example, Harry. One of the violations that we got was a podcast clip for Adversary Arts. It was our Adversary Arts channel podcast. And I was painting, and you and I were having a conversation. And we were talking about the difference between ownership, and having full use of something. It's like, okay, now, what's the difference between owning a car and just having the ability to use your neighbor's car whenever you want for free? What's the difference?
You got all the responsibility.
You lost all the responsibility. Exactly. And then what I said was, and here was the clip. Now, I'm not saying that I support the World Economic Forum when he said that you will own nothing and be happy. But God damn it, Rockefeller had a point when he said, I don't have any of the money, I just control it.
Yeah.
That was the whole clip. And we got a violation. And it took them 3 days to put the video back up after my appeal. 3 fucking days. Yeah. So guess how many views we got on that video? Zero. Because it took them 3 fucking days. By that time, I got 3 other videos up. You know? So that video now has 0 views. So that's a good way to censor people too, even if they're not violating specifically your terms, which are moving goalposts anyway. We can just put a violation on you, make it take 3 days for you to win your appeal, and then, you know, it's so backlogged, you're not going to get any fucking views on what we don't want people to see.
Maybe they brought back the Minister of Propaganda from 1937 from Nazi Germany.
Dude, do you remember?
That sounds what it sounds like.
Do you remember when the Biden administration was trying to push the czar of misinformation or whatever it was?
Yeah, the czar of misinformation.
Yeah, that was fucking wild. I was like, what fucking country am I living in? Holy shit. That was short-lived. She took so much shit from the public that ministry that was defunct in a month. A lot of people are going to fucking forget that. Remember what they tried to do. Remember what they did. And remember what they tried to do. Forgetfulness of past orthodoxies is a sin in Satanism. Why? Because it allows you to be manipulated in the same way over and over and over. Remember what they did to you during the Spanish flu of 1912. And we all know what I'm talking about. Wink, wink. And remember what they tried to do. And don't forget what they're doing now. Don't forget. Remember. It's very important. Otherwise, they can just keep doing the same shit to us over and over again.
They rewrite the history and they rewrite it wrong. And the military is great for that.
Yeah, they rewrite the history and then it becomes a matter of fact for future generations.
And the thing is, there's a whole lot of things the military does that you'll never hear from. But when the guys come home, they can't tell you.
Yeah.
It's classified.
Well, yeah, and then, you know, history is written by the victors is a very popular line, which is absolutely true. You know, and that's the world we live in. That's why we were having a conversation the other day about, I said, all history is a story. It's all made up. You weren't there, you don't know. And even if you were there and you wrote the book, somebody else was there and experienced it differently. So all you're doing is reading somebody's account of something that happened. So it's all make-believe to a certain extent.
Stories and more stories and more stories.
That's the only thing human beings are good at, is making stories. I'll give them credit for that, but the way that they use those stories, send shivers down me spine. Send shivers down me spine. Not a fan. Not a fan of the hairless half monkeys, Harry.
No, many of the books have been written. They read the books and they believe it, but they don't check the foundation for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, to the argument. So, by the way, all those Church of Satan members, and back then a lot of these people were super right-wing neocon Republicans. That was popular in the Church of Satan for like a minute in the early 2000s, which is very strange and creepy to me. You have somebody with a Baphomet as their fucking profile picture, and then all they're doing is reposting clips of Fox News. I was like, what is this? Seriously? Okay. All right. Way to have some, perspective, a broader, perhaps attempt to be immortal perspective. But anyway, how do you guys all feel about what's happening now? Are you still on board? Are you doubling down? 20 years later, a lot of these people are probably dead. But I'm still here. I remember. I fucking remember. So, to that argument, well, it's not, despite the fact that the website is myspace.com, it's not actually your space. They're private companies and they own it, and they can do whatever they like with it. Okay. Here's the problem I have with that. Let's take a look at this. Here's my problem with that. So I couldn't remember all the details, so I just did an AI search. So here is the AI overview. So what is the publisher's law that frees social media companies from basically any responsibility while they still have all the power of publishers? Here it is. Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act is the federal law shielding social media companies from the liability for third-party user content. That's you and me. It treats platforms as distributors rather than publishers, allowing them to host or remove user content without being sued for it. Now, they have no liability for the content, but they still decide to remove things from their pages. Why? Because of the Good Samaritan provision, Section 230C2 allows platforms to remove content they consider obscene, lewd, I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Leviticus.
Don't you try. You mispronounce everything. Lascivious? Yeah. Filthy, excessively violent, harassing, or otherwise objectionable in good faith. Yeah, right. Now, why is this controversial? The law is highly controversial because it gives companies broad, largely unchecked power to moderate content, leading to allegations of bias and censorship. The censorship argument, critics argue that platforms abuse this immunity using the Good Samaritan provision to censor specific political viewpoints or suppress information under the guise of moderating objectionable content. The publisher versus platform contradiction. Critics feel that when social media companies curate, amplify, or suppress content through algorithms, they are acting as editors, publishers, not just neutral hosts, and should be held responsible for what they allow. So basically, my feeling on it, that argument, well, just because it says myspace.com doesn't mean it's actually your space. Yeah, did you think I didn't fucking know that? I know that. I get it. Like, how much more condescending could you possibly fucking be in order to dismiss my outrage and my opinion? Try harder. Maybe next time you'll be even more condescending and transparent, you cunts. So what it seems to me, in my opinion, is they are given all of the power of publishers without any of the responsibility.
Right.
And as far as curtailing free speech, our First Amendment, and it's first for a fucking reason, figure that one out for yourselves. I don't want to go long here. It's first for a fucking reason. Look at everything that's happening in the UK right now. Do you really want to go to jail for a Facebook post? It's first for a fucking reason. They have all the power of publishers and none of the responsibilities.
Right. What about your Walmart thing when you went to get a picture copied and they said, sorry, they got boobs there. We can't print it.
You know what? I was thinking about telling that story again, and since you brought it up, I will. So back when I was in my early 20s, I had to get some photos printed, and the easiest way to do that was to get a thumb drive, get your images on it, and go to Walmart. These are photos of my paintings. Maybe I was in my mid-20s. I don't remember. So I go to put in the thumb drive and I go to do it, and the 18-year-old clerk comes over. He goes, he's like the pimply faced kid from The Simpsons. Excuse me, sir. Oh, we really can't print these. It's against our policy. I said, why? Well, you see, sir, they contain nudity. It's like, they do. Okay. But they're paintings. They're not photographs of people. I understand, sir, but it's just our pie. I said, go get a manager. The manager was still younger than me.
Yeah,
I was like 25. The guy's still younger than me.
Yeah, kids.
Kids. All right, the manager comes over. He's just getting over his crack voice. He's like, yes, sir. What seems to be the problem? And I explained the problem. He goes, well, sir, it's just against our policy. And I said, give me a pen and a piece of paper if you don't mind. I have a question for you. So he acquiesced. He was trying to be polite, as Walmart employees always are, because, they have the superintendent who's going to whip them in the back of the schoolyard if they're not polite to every fucking asshole that walks in. And I was definitely about to become an asshole. Watch and see. Listen and see. So he gives me a paper and a pen. And I draw a stick figure with a big smiley face, and I put 2 giant circles right here and 2 little circles inside. And I said, now, let me ask you a question. Can you print some photos of this for me? And he goes, well, yeah, sir. Of course we can do that. And I said, so what you're telling me is the reason why you can't print my nude paintings is because the paintings are too good. If I was a shitty painter, you wouldn't have a problem with it. Well, sir, it's just against our policy. So here's what I did. I'm so proud of this to this day. I took the piece of paper with my little stick figure on it. I crumpled it up into a little ball, and I threw it, and it hit him directly in his forehead. And then I walked out of the store. But I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they are treating us like children.
Yeah.
And they don't realize they're children themselves. All they want is power.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're schoolyard bullies. And they think that since they created the sandbox, that they get to moderate it and tell everybody else how to behave. But they have no responsibility. So it seems to be another, in the same way that, we have corporate welfare in this country, where they get all the profits, but if they go under, the taxpayers save them. It seems to be kind of the same thing. You get all the power and the profit, but none of the responsibility.
Yeah, like bailing the banks out.
Exactly. That's when all your shit started. With the mortgage fraud. Yeah, so frankly, I'm getting a little fed up. And I can see the anger boiling. When it's appropriate to throw a curse is when it's starting to turn into a cancer in your heart. When the hatred is starting to turn into a cancer inside you, you got to get it out somehow. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a curse on TikTok and Google. Now, let me tell you why we're going to put a curse on Google. because they own YouTube.
They deserve it.
They certainly do. So let me prove it here. The New World Order on YouTube is shadow banned. Now, Talking Head tried to convince us that that may not be the case. They just changed their algorithm. A lot of creators are complaining about their numbers plummeting. Okay, no problem. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It's been a couple months now. No, we are definitely shadow banned. Here's how I know. First of all, anytime you pull up our channel, you get a little Wikipedia thing on the bottom that explains that the New World Order is a dangerous conspiracy theory that speculates about the emergence of a totalitarian one-world government. While they're shadow banning our content, by the way. So they have that. And then before we got shadow banned on YouTube, this podcast accumulated 75 subscribers, which for long format content, I didn't think it was bad. I was kind of proud of that. 75 subscribers, and now all of our videos get 0 views. Each podcast probably gets an average of maybe 4 views at this point, with 75 subscribers. Now, I started a YouTube channel for Adversary Arts for my artwork and the new podcast as well, at Adversary Arts. Go check it out and subscribe. Guess how many subscribers that channel has now? Has 1, actually. 1. We got 1 subscriber so far. Guess what the average views on the podcasts are?
No idea.
5, 4 or 5. Same thing. Same thing as the New World Order with 75 subscribers. Now, here's the thing. On our shorts, Harry, on our shorts for the New World Order, every single one pretty much is 0 views. Every single one. Now, for our shorts on at Adversary Arts, we're getting some fucking views. So, with 1 subscriber at Adversary Arts on YouTube is outperforming the New World Order with 75 subscribers. Explain that to me.
Well, if the nude art that you do is so bad, maybe they should close all the museums in New York City and Chicago and Philadelphia.
That was a non sequitur, but it's a good point. Go ahead.
That is the point. If they have them all there. And what did they have? The Greek god Venus? She's a nude.
No, there's plenty of nudes in the museums, and people take their kids there all the time.
Why don't they take them down?
Yeah. There's nothing lewd about my paintings. They're just nudes. There's nothing pornographic in them. They're just nudes.
You're not Howard Hughes with his Playboy magazine, or who was that other
Hugh
guy?
Hefner with his Playboy magazine.
Yeah. What's the other guy?
Larry Flint.
Larry Flint with his thing. Now, he was a little on the raw side, but you know what? They published it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm not making paintings of like spread labia. You know what I mean? But even if I did, who fucking cares? We all got them. We all got something hanging between our legs. And frankly, I'm getting a little sick of this puritanical idealism, this Christian ideaism, if that's the correct word, making its way into law and order issues. This is supposed to be a country that's free of religion. Okay? There is absolutely 0 scientific evidence whatsoever that children witnessing nudity or even witnessing the sexual act creates psychological harm. You know what does create psychological harm?
The guilt trip.
The guilt trip they get afterward. That's right. So what's creating the psychological harm? Is it the nudity and the sex? Or is it the religious opinion about the nudity and the sex?
Hey, when you're 20, 25 years old, and if you're living home and you bring your girlfriend in and into the bedroom, and your mother gets upset because of that, the question is, how the hell did I get here? What did you do 25 years ago?
Exactly. I'm just doing what you and Daddy did.
Right. I'm just following the normal procedure. And then again, the parents get nasty. they get embarrassed or whatever. But then again, they remember what they did.
Yeah, my mom was like that. When I first started getting laid, my parents had just gotten divorced, and I was living with my mother because my father was bigger than me. My mother wasn't. So they both wanted to kick my ass all the time. So I was like, I'm going to live with the one that can't kick my ass. That just makes more sense to me. I had to hide. So I remember this one time, the Great White Huntress, I can hear her coming over to my room, and I got my girlfriend in bed. And so what I did was I popped out of bed, I pulled the mattress a little bit away from the wall, and shoved her into the crack, and rolled over on top of her with the blankets. And dude, it was perfect. She had no idea. No fucking idea. It was great.
Well, then where did you come from?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, she has such a negative attitude towards sex. I think she fucks her dogs. I'm pretty sure. Because they have like an unnatural amount of anxiety. And I have it on good authority that she's tried that in the past. So that might be the case. But that's neither here nor there. She may have fucked a dog to give birth to me. Maybe that explains a lot about what I am. Right now you're shaking your head like, God damn it, you have no shame, motherfucker. I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't, Harry. I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. Yeah, sex is bad. Sex is bad. Really? It's one of the most enjoyable things you can fucking do. And you know what? You know what's better sometimes? And other times a very close second? Masturbation. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's great. You don't even have to worry about another person. Oh, it's fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's all good. It's all fantastic. But, you know, we got to protect the children. By force, if necessary.
Protect them from what?
Exactly.
Something that's going to find out. If you got a 7-year-old, then they turn to be 20 or 25 years old. This thing will naturally just bloom, and then you got to deal with it.
Yeah. It's people are absurd. Yeah. I mean, I have a very deep hatred. We're gonna try to get some of that out tonight in our ritual curse. I think I read you my curse that I wrote earlier. What'd you think of it?
I think it's good.
Yeah, I think I hit the nail on the head. So we'll see what happens. But basically, you know, when you throw a curse as a sorcerer, you are getting rid of that thing that's eating away at you.
Getting rid of negative feelings.
Yeah, and you're trying to project it back on the thing that, you know, is causing you to feel that way, for lack of a better terminology. You're responsible for your own feelings. I'm not, but you know, if you're being mistreated, you just get it out of your system and be done with it. And then you deal with whatever happens afterward pragmatically. Now, once you have it out of your system, hopefully something terrible happens to the people that you are cursing. You know, but that's neither here nor there. You accomplished your goal. I don't care anymore. So we'll keep an eye passively and see what happens to TikTok and Google. Maybe something terrible will happen. Maybe nothing will happen. Who knows?
Whatever.
But my point about Google and YouTube, I mean, it sounds very egotistical, and everybody always says I'm shadow banned. Yeah, okay, maybe your content just sucks, buddy. Fine. Maybe this content does suck. Maybe you don't want to watch it. Turn it off. You're watching it right now, so how much does it actually suck, okay? And if a channel with 1 subscriber is outperforming a channel with 75 subscribers that's been around for 2 years, that's evidence of something. And here's further evidence that these social media companies do this. Our Facebook page for New World Order is doing phenomenal right now. Harry?
Yeah.
We went from 40-something subscribers for the New World Order on Facebook to over 100 in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yes! That's what I was trying to show you earlier today, and you looked like you were not impressed. I was like, I don't think you understand what I'm showing you.
Okay.
Yeah. And some of our videos are up. They're starting to near 1,000 views.
That's good.
That's great. Now, this all started to happen after Facebook sent me an email that said, hey, guess what, buddy? Congratulations. We are no longer suppressing your content. 2 weeks later, our content starts to blow up. So now, is it that the content was bad? That's why we had no views? Or was it the fact that they were suppressing it? They never told me they were suppressing my content. But for some reason, they sent me a fucking email telling me we are no longer suppressing your content. And then 2 weeks later, our numbers start to skyrocket. So how about our fucking YouTube channel, people? You tell me, am I being egotistical that we're being shadow banned? I don't think so. Convince me otherwise.
Well, people are catching on.
I hope so. I really do. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They just all want us to create content so they don't have to pay for it, that's safe enough to sell ads for Coca-Cola, and then they can collect the ad revenue. And they keep you going on that commission, just like any good sales company, the carrot on the stick. If you work a little harder, if you get a few more views, maybe you'll make some shekels.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're going to take out 10%, 15%, or 30%, or the 50%.
See, YouTube is the most generous. They give you 40. I think, if I remember correctly, they give you 40% of your ad revenue once you reach a certain number. But if you're suppressing my content, you're not allowing people to decide for themselves. We're never going to reach that number. It's impossible. So basically, what they want is a podcast that's safe for a Coca-Cola advertisement. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to know how to do that. That sounds boring as fuck to me. I mean, candidly.
Just a bunch of numbers.
If Joe Rogan was starting out today, I don't think he'd make it either, frankly.
What did he start out with? He started out with a pussy in a can.
He started out way before any of this was a thing.
What, in the 90s?
I think late 90s, yeah. Yeah. So he just started like a live stream. I forget what even the name of the publisher was, but he just started doing a live stream and it fucking took off.
I think the 90s broke open a lot of things.
I'm a child of the 90s. It's my favorite decade so far. Yeah. I was born in 80. So that's in the 90s is when I had my most formative years. We had grunge, we had industrial music. The 90s actually had an aesthetic. Seems like nothing's changing since then. Yeah, it's kind of getting weird. But there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you about. So this is our sacrificial victim for our curse today, Harry. We got this. It's a burnt little Cabbage Patch doll. We got this out of my storage unit because we were talking about, I said, hey, I got a fun idea. We're going to curse TikTok on our next podcast. And then we were talking about, maybe we should get like a doll to represent them so we can burn it in effigy like they do at Bohemian Grove. It's like, that's a great idea. We're thinking about different ways to do that. And then we went to my storage unit to get Gary over here.
Yeah, welcome, Gary.
Welcome,
I like
Gary.
You, Gary. And your skull.
Yep. Ooh, I felt it again.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's tickling.
Gives me the shivers. And we found this doll. Now, the story behind this doll, I told you I was going to tell you on my podcast.
Yeah.
The reason why I think it's appropriate to use this doll to represent my sacrificial victims, my curse for this evening's ritual. This doll is actually evidence of my first successful curse. So let me tell you a little story. We're going to end the podcast on this and we're going to do the ritual. Here's a little ditty. Now, I was very sleep deprived. I had been up for 2 days straight. I don't remember why. I was very young, and you can do things like that when you're very young. I was getting ready for my brother's birthday party. It was his birthday. He was living with Joanne, and at this point, I was living with our father. And I invited him over so we could have a party for him. And I wanted to make it elaborate. I got him a big stuffed gargoyle. We put it on the table. I got a candelabra. I got a red velvet throw for this. We were going to treat him like a gothic king for the day. Talking head for his birthday. He was pretty miserable with the Great White Huntress, so I wanted to give him a good day. And for some reason, I'd been up for 48 hours. And I went to go get him, to go pick him up in West Milford, which was a pretty long drive from where we were. It was like 45 minutes. Long for me at the time. And he had a neighbor on the property, an adjacent house. I was looking for him. Nobody was answering the door. And then the neighbor comes over and says, hey, you know, if you want to use the phone, come on in. I was like, all right, cool. So I walk into this place and it's a shithole. It's just like, it looks like a house from, what's that Rob Zombie movie that we watched with Dr. Satan? House of a Thousand Corpses. Oh. It looked like a hillbilly house from House of a Thousand Corpses. Okay. And I walk in and the wife is sitting at the dining room table and she's 380,000 pounds and she's eating something that looks like maggots out of a bowl. And when I walk in, they give me the phone and it's covered in like some sort of grease or like grease. And then all of these kids that are all about the same age. I don't know how she could have given birth so rapidly unless she's giving birth to litters. Yeah, exactly. She must be giving birth to litters. They all come out of the woodwork like cockroaches and they just have big black eyes and they're just staring at me. And you know, I make the phone call. I can't find him. You know, I call my father to see if he's gotten there ahead of me. I was supposed to pick him up. I don't know where he is. Hang up the phone. And then the wife starts telling me about how, you know, their babies only eat bacon. I don't know why, but they won't eat anything but bacon. So we got lots of bacon. Would you like some bacon? I was like, oh, that's why the phone is covered in grease. That makes sense. Your children won't eat anything but bacon and you do whatever they tell you to do. Awesome. Great way to raise kids. Fantastic. Then then I hear a little party going on in the backyard. I was like, what's going on in the backyard? They're like, well, the dog died. So the kids are making him a little grave and they're having a little celebration. Now, this fucking dog, Harry, they had chained up around the tree 24/7. And the fucking thing was miserable. So miserable that me and Talking Head used to go feed it whenever we were hanging out together and pay some attention to it. They just left it out there alone all day. No doghouse, chained to a fucking tree. Which, people who do shit like that, you have no idea the rage. And let me tell you people something. When you produce that type of rage in certain people, you are taking your life into your own hands. Here's what happened. I walked out of the house from House of a Thousand Corpses and looked over the house. It was like a 3-story Victorian. Really weird house. And there's like spotlights coming from the backyard. And I just hear the children playing and laughing and dancing, burying this poor creature that they tortured for probably 15 years. And my heart became like a ball of fire. Before I went to sleep, so we had Josh's party. Josh finally arrived. We had a miscommunication. I'm sorry, Talking Head. We had his party. Before I went to sleep, I put a curse on these people. So before I went to sleep, I had been awake for 72 hours. 2 weeks later, their house burnt down. And this is one of the trophies that I took from the house.
That's a symbol of them.
This is my first successful ritual curse right here. So for tonight, this is going to represent Google and TikTok, and we're going to see what happens. Think that's about everything I had to share before we get to it. Soapbox time, Harry. What do you want to say before we go do our ritual?
Hey, all I know is, since you automated my site, we have been picking up people left and right.
Yeah.
And we were up to like 49 followers.
Yeah, I
now.
think you went from 32 to 49 in a couple weeks. That's great. Good.
And now the information's getting out there, and this country's turning around. And I think the 90s had something to do with it. America woke up, because that's when all our tax people came out, and it's growing. 84 million people have stopped paying income taxes, people. That's like 1/4 of what this country is.
Yeah, and there's a protest going on this year.
There's a big protest.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're about to change this country.
I certainly hope so. Do you think that'll actually happen?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I've been working on this shit for 30 years.
I know you have. I know.
Just as much as you've been working on your art.
Probably more.
Yeah.
I get lazy sometimes.
No.
You're at it every day.
Well, we'll find out what happens, and when I go to the Republicans' buffet, and I face that judge like 2006.
Yeah.
When I embarrassed her in her own courtroom.
Okay. Well, let's not get too off topic before we do
Yeah,
the ritual. We're going to a Republican convention, I think next week.
Yeah.
And we're going to report back. One of the attendees of this convention is going to be a judge that Harry faced in court, and he says made a fool of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Well, that's how long I've been at it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I lost, it was a victory.
All right, this episode isn't about taxes.
Yes,
let's keep this succinct.
We have to get ready. But who is the guest, your assistant, for this ritual you're having?
Oh, we're going to have Igor is going to be my assistant for
Igor?
the ritual. Igor. Or you know what? We should call him Igor. Like
Igor.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, that will be Igor.
It's not Igor.
I hear he's pretty
it's
old.
Igor, sir.
I hear he's an old fart.
Yeah. Well, we'll have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the New World Order broadcast. And now, the curse of Google and TikTok.
In the name of Satan, ruler of the earth and king of the world, I command the forces of darkness to bestow their infernal power upon me. Open wide the gates of hell, and come forth from the abyss to greet me as your brother and friend. Grant me the indulgences of which I speak, for I have taken thy name as a part of myself, and I live as the beasts of the field, rejoicing in the fleshly life. I favor the just, and I curse the rotten. By all the gods of the pit, I command these things of which I speak shall come to pass. Come forth, answer to thy names by manifesting my desires. Satan, come forth from the south. Lucifer, come forth from the east. Belial, come forth from the north. Leviathan, come forth from the west. We call forth the great devil of the Goetia, Malthus. This is his seal. Come forth, builder and ruiner of fortresses. Come forth and aid us in our endeavors tonight. Make yourself known to us. Manifest in this place. Behold, the mighty voices of my vengeance smash the stillness of the air and stand as monoliths of wrath upon a plain of writhing serpents. I am become as a monstrous machine of annihilation to the festering fragments of the body of they who would detain me. It repenteth me not that my summons doth ride upon the blasting winds which multiply the sting of my bitterness. And great black slimy shapes shall rise from the blackest pits and vomit forth their pestilence into their puny brain. I call upon the messengers of doom to slash with grim delight the victim I hath chosen. Silent is that voiceless bird that feeds upon the brain pulp of they who hath tormented me, and the agony of the is-to-be shall sustain itself in shrieks of pain only to serve as signals of warning to those who would resent my being. O come forth in the name of Abaddon, and destroy they whose name I giveth as a sign. TikTok and Google, internet censorship. O great brothers of the night, thou who makest my place of comfort, who rideth out upon the hot wings of hell, who dwelleth in the devil's fane. Move and appear. Present yourselves to them who sustaineth the rottenness of the mind, that moves the gibbering mouth that mocks the just and the strong. Rend that gaggling tongue and close their throat, O Kali. Pierce their lungs with the stings of scorpions, O Sekemet. Plunge their substance into the dismal void, O mighty Dagon. I thrust aloft the bifid barb of hell, and on its tines resplendently impaled my sacrifice through vengeance rests. Shemham Farash! Hail, Satan! You, the technological child, you who were born with such promise and splendor, the true satanic child of man, whose great edifice was cast in the likeness of the bitten apple of Eden, we now feel the grip of hands around your throat. The hands are those of your new masters and of our enemies. For it is said, he who saith unto me, thou shalt, is my mortal foe. And they say, thou shalt not. For who is this that has a right to govern what we shall and shall not say, what we shall and shall not hear? You who corral the herd into infinite infantile sandboxes, and then dictate the rules of the games that the children of the earth do play? I say to you that you too are the very children you seek to control and raise up as your own. We have seen this game before, and we shall see it again. Is this not the new religion? Is this not the new self-righteous zealot that shouts blasphemy and excommunication all the while filling your temples with our women and our gold, and discrediting the creative soul of your edifice while setting up your own priests and ministers? I say to you that it is so, and your avarice and hubris shall be your undoing. You are now creating the very beast that shall be your undoing, and your greed shall drive you ever blindly forward. So this night we curse Google and TikTok in the name of Satan, in the name of Malthus, in the name of Magnus, in the name of the Hat Man, and in the name of Harry. Shemham Farash! Hail Satan! In the name of Satan, and in the name of the spark of the black flame that is once again foolishly cast aside. Today these are the names that we curse, but the wheel turns, and sanity will be regained for a moment, and then there shall be different names. This is the child that was taken as a slave, and we curse what she has become. In the name of Malthus, in the name of Satan, remove her from slavery. Let her be cast into the void and therefore reborn. We curse you, Google and TikTok. We curse the state of America, and we curse censorship. Begone with you! Into the flames we cast you, and we send you back to the God you seem to love so much. In the name of Satan, may the shrieks of pain and your agony when you realize your misstep serve as warning to those who would come after you. Although we are certain it shall not be. Why? It repenteth me that I have made man, in his avarice, hubris, and stupidity. He is a species with amnesia that makes the same mistakes again and again. We condemn you. O thou, the governor of the first flame, under whose wings are the spinners of cobwebs that weave the earth with dryness. Thou knowest the great name righteousness and the seal of false honor. Move, therefore, and appear. Open the mysteries of your creation and be friendly unto me, for I am the same, the true worshipper of the highest and ineffable King of Hell. Ilasa tabeenu liel pereta, kasaramenu upaahi kahisa dereji, da soedo keosaji oresa kore, das ornaxa manasashi, beoibe od emata jisa. Yaiadix, zodekareo zodemaranu, odokikale ka'a, zodorehe lape, zoderedu no homada, hoathahe, Satan. I recognize necessity supreme, life everlasting, world without end. Shemham Farash! Hail, Satan! So it is done.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the New World Order broadcast. And just remember, we're watching you too.
Is watching. There are strangers